Well, hello, welcome back. It's been a little bit, it's been a while. This is Jorge Prospector from the Prospect Chase Box, and my guest co host, as usual, Mr. Ron Bartley, and his
Hey,
beard.
I'm rocking the Santa beard. My beard I brought along for the thing. It's a fake beard, but it's working.
It's looking pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. This is episode 78. There was a brief hiatus there for work and other shenanigans that occurred, but it was a well-timed break because just before, or just after, rather, the break, we hit something pretty big. We did a little community event. I
Well,
decided
let's
to
talk about the thing. So normally the big thing is the Prospect Chase box, and
right.
we've been promoting that and doing that all along, right? And every once in a while we do something different, like these pack breaks.
Every once in a while, we try to rile up the community and either provide a quick 3-winner RAS with some slabs or some premium old wax, and sometimes we just rip and ship a fancy product from ultra modern, always pretty much always ultra modern, but something fancy. Um, and sometimes it's a Bowman draft, a jumbo box. Sometimes it's a sapphire box. But in this occasion, I reluctantly, because I wanted to keep it, but I reluctantly uh, opened. Not reluctantly. I mean, I did. I made it available. I opened a 22 Topps Chrome. Well, we all opened, a group of us opened a 22 Topps Chrome Cosmic Hobby Box, which was of the Cosmic Chrome, or Chrome Cosmic rather, releases. It's probably the most sought after one. One, because it's the first one. Two, because it has Julio and Bobby rookie cards in it. And three, well, three and four. Three, because the design is way superior to the 23 and 24 versions of the 24 has released. I'm not sure. I think it did.
24 is released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the better design, the best design of all three, as per everyone, pretty much. And four, because it was a very low print run. It was kind of like a test product, really, for Topps.
Yeah.
I mean, significantly printed, right? But not a mass produced product. I don't remember the calculations, but it wouldn't surprise me that it's under 70K boxes, something like that. We could run the numbers, but we won't bother you with those details. Point is, we decided to rip that in search of a Bobby Witt or a Julio. But
Yep. And the reason we did a pack rip for it is because it's the kind of product that you can't do really a random team very good, because there's so many teams that aren't represented in the product or properly represented in the product. So it's not really fair to run a random team break on it. You'd really have to kind of go through and weight all the teams and say, okay, you guys get these guys and the Guardians, and you guys get these guys and the Marlins, things like that. So it's very difficult to do that. So doing the pack break was the only logical way to do it.
Doing the pack break simplifies everything for Jorge Prospector and gives everyone an equal shot at a banger. So we did that, and my oh my, were we not ready for the result of it. We were looking for Julio and Bobby Witt rookie card. I would be happy just to hit a few of those, but we hit a good. I don't know. I don't want to. It definitely was not a hot box. Well, you could argue that it is based on the one hit you pulled, but you hit some good cards. We hit a few colored cards.
There were some good cards,
and then the Julio rookie, which I think went to you. I think.
Yep.
Yep. Have you gotten the pack already? You have, right?
No, I've not gotten that. Gotten that pack yet. But the other things with the box were we pulled a lot of cards. We went, hey, this is a great card, or this is a great pack because here's popping up this card or that card. So there were some really solid packs in that
Yeah, it has some solid packs. It had those. Now, granted, I'll be the first one to admit I don't know all the nomenclature of like the atomic, refractor, bubbly, whatever, cosmic, planetary BS. But every time, or most of the time, we would hit one of those specialty kind of insert or parallels. It was of a good player. I remember it was a Freeman. It was a few other things. So we got lucky in many ways, but none more so than a Shohei 1/1 Superfractor Auto. I think the light doesn't do it justice. I'm going to try to play a little bit with the light. If I don't mess up my lighting, I'm actually not going to play with it because I'm going to mess it up.
Just hold it a little higher and closer. There you go.
But man, and it's you won't fully appreciate the colors because it's already in a bag, in a sleeve, in a top loader and bag. So I don't want to mess with it and taking it off. But go ahead and check it out on our YouTube channel. You'll see either the whole video if you want to see the whole thing. If you go to the whole video, I think we pulled it at minute 20-ish.
Yeah, in pack 10.
Pack 10, it was minute 20 something. But you probably have seen it already in Reels and on IG and Twitter and YouTube and Shorts and all that because Topps picked it up. And we went a little viral. Here, I think it's a good lighting right here. Better. Little viral with Topps, so appreciate it. Kudos to Topps who reached out and I gave permission to share. Hopefully we get more eyeballs for our channel and for our IG account. So yeah, that happened. We were through the moon at the moment. Like you got a really gut natural reaction from me. I didn't shake, but I was a bit I don't know, maybe nervous with words or whatever. I was like, people are making fun because I was using tripping a lot, which is, I think it's funny. I love when things happen naturally, organically like that. And someone picks something up and makes fun of it. Someone picks something else and makes fun of it. Hey, all for the engagement. I'd rather people make fun of stuff than be like super boring and no one wants to show it.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, folks, if you do see this in your various social media channels, give it a repost, give it a tag on there, and let them know, hey, I'm part of this community as well, as I have in multiple things. There's some threads going on Twitter right now, and I've been engaging with folks on there, letting them know. Twitter's one of my primary ones, so I'm on there engaging with folks regularly, saying, hey, take a look at this. This is great. Etc. So, and
one of the things I will do today, probably after we record this, is I am going to create a Twitter account so that Ron can funnel people or help me funnel people to the Twitter account, and hopefully we get eyeballs there. I have a personal Twitter page, but I don't have a hobby Twitter page. But I think it's time. Obviously, with this, I want to take advantage of the opportunity. Maybe tell Topps to tag my handle, my Twitter handle there too. I am heavily on IG, on Instagram. So if you've seen this for the first time and you have not followed me on IG, please go to Prospect Chase Box. Jorge Prospector, both will come up. Please follow. I'll follow back. Obviously, you are in my YouTube page, so go subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That helps a lot with the algorithm. And and so Shohei related, Topps buyback program ends tomorrow or today. I think I've gotten different versions because on the website
it was the 31st,
and some people say the 31st. So
that's the MVP buyback for any Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
and Shohei Chrome.
Yes, if you haven't submitted your Judge Chrome cards in a few of the variations of it, not Sonic. If they produce Sonic, they didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
but definitely logo fractor is included, and sapphire is not included.
Nope.
So cosmic is not included. Sapphire is not included. I think the rest of the chrome variations are included.
Their update wasn't included.
No, but like Topps Chrome, regular Chrome.
Yeah,
not update.
Chrome update wasn't
the
included.
One that it was not included also, it's that national one that they made, that specialty one that's not included. We're talking about regular Chrome or logo fractor. Those are included. $20 for base cars and 40 and above for X fractors, numbered, all that stuff.
There's actually some good. Yeah, there's some good prices there. I mean, like the logo fractor base one is, I'm sorry, the logo set. The base card from that logo fractor set is $40.
Yeah,
you know, that's $40 cash towards something else if you want it. You're not going to get 40 for the card.
Cash money, liquidity.
Yeah, you're not going to get $40 for that card. But if you have some of the higher end cards, such as this one that Jorge is holding on his hand right now.
Yeah. So this is the tricky part. For anything that's numbered 100, everything that's higher than 99, it's $100. They give you $100 for it, like this. This is a number to 150. It's $100. If you got anything numbered 99 or less, it's $200. The way I feel about it is, and it depends on which variant you get. Because like if you get like a green, I think it's probably like 199, something like that. Number to 199, something like that. You got to know which variants have any value in the market. Anything above 100, the only real value in Chrome cards, it's this one. It's the True Blue. Because there is a following. There's people that follow number 2 150s, True Blue in any Chrome or regular flagship variations. They're usually number 2 150, and there's a following for it. So I feel that I can get, the reason I kept this card is this is blue to 150, and it has a massive print line running horizontally, if you see it, here to here. And so the idea being that even this version, even this like imperfect version, is probably worth more than $100 in the market, because it's a True Blue. However, I'm going to get it submitted to Topps, hopefully get it back if they have it available in good shape, and keep it or grade it. So we'll see. I kept it. I submitted my other base cards and whatnot and X Factors, and I submitted it yesterday. If you haven't done so, go run to your local store or even postmark it. I was under the impression, because I read it on the website, that it says mail by 130 or 130 or 131st. I think most of these like Midwest cards or Steel City or David Adams, they probably will have a little window provided by Topps to submit their stuff. So they probably will take cards up till like next week or something. But I imagine it has to be postmarked by today or tomorrow. Listen, if they get my $100 worth of cards and cannot accept it, then I imagine they will mail it back, or at least contact me. I don't think that's the case. So I submitted it to David Adams. You guys go give your local LCSs some flavor, some dollars, some sponsors, right? What say you, Ron? Where are you taking it? Locally?
There's a couple places locally. I got to figure out which one is going to be my legit one. There's since I'm new to this area, there isn't the old card shop that I used to go to. So I'm going to take a look. One of the guys I'm friends with on Twitter is from the area. I'm going to ask him which one of these two shops is the best. The one is called Honey Hole Collectibles. They had a shop close to me in SPD. Yep. They do a lot of rips and breaks there. So I think they're too much of a just constant breaking type shop. They get a little bit too much of a premium on their product. So I'm looking for a real mom and pop shop, or maybe I can turn it into something else. You know, let's see what we can turn this card into.
Which reminds me, we were having a conversation. Initial conversations are being had at the moment. We are possibly going to open up a seller marketplace for our group. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a space where we, all of us involved with Tops After Dark Facebook group or the Prospect Chasebook community, all of us in there that are very active participants in the hobby that buy and sell cards. We are trying to set up a marketplace where we can hold, events every week. I don't know how often, but it's a space where we can buy and sell singles or sell some some wax packs, stuff like that.
Yeah. A place to conglomerate all of our different various aspects that we bring to this group together into one spot where, hey, you got some stuff you want to move? Here's a good place to get it out in front of the community. Instead of these one-offs, we have such different varying communities in the different markets, in the different social media platforms. If we can bring all that buying power together and be able to leverage that across the platform, this group has a ton of clout. So
and we have really good cards. Like we collectively, like Ron says, in the aggregate, we have premium stuff, really premium stuff, and we have a lot of mid-tier premium cards that, listen, for me is worth nothing. I was telling Ron it's worth shelf space, but for a fan of Shohei, right, or a fan of Teoscar Hernandez or a fan of Fernando Tatis, that Chrome card number 299 may be worth $5-10, if not more. And so I'd rather go to someone that appreciates it and doesn't have to pay eBay fees and taxes and whatever. I mean, I'm sure you have to pay taxes to this platform, but point is, sellers can get some liquidity, buyers can find stuff that they like, and it's democratizing access to good cards.
Yep, absolutely. Looking forward to that aspect.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to, this episode is like full of new stuff, announcements. That's okay. That's what we're here for. We told you 2025, with 2025, we would be implementing trying to implement a lot of new initiatives, improvements. So the improvement in technology has to take a step back. We're trying to build back inventory power to keep producing our prospect chase boxes, which I have to talk to Ron offline about. It's due to come up next week. I'm working on the lineup. I've been selling some other stuff in pack breaks and rip and ships and breaks and other stuff. So I have diluted my inventory a little bit. I have to make sure that we have enough for the Prospect Chase Box Volume 32, 33, one of the two.
33, I think it is.
I think it's 33, I think, right? Yeah. We cannot let that die. We need to continue. I think it's important. I think consistency is important in life. So as long as we can, we're going to continue to provide you with solid boxes, especially now that hopefully we got a new following after the Shohei monster. We'll get some more eyeballs to the Prospect Chase Box. And so that was the announcement. We're trying to, to improvements. Technology has to take a step back because we're trying to put money into inventory and other stuff. But one of the things that we're also trying to jumpstart, for sure, at least priority one for me, it's to improve and build and deliver on the promise of the community aspect of the Prospect Chase Box, which I've always thought would be executed via live in-person events. So we're working on a pilot get together. We've gone together individually, a few of us here and there, separate occasions, but as a group, the Prospect Chase Box collectively, right, all of its members have not produced an event that people can sign up for, and some people travel to. So we're working on what that first event will be. It's looking right now.
Some things. You had some things at the Nationals game last year.
Right. We've done some things. But we're looking, just if you're watching the show, and we're going to reach out to some key members because we are We're gonna pilot it in California because that's the majority. I mean, of the active membership, I would say at least 50% are based in California. So we're gonna try to either do an outing in the Bay Area. Unlikely Sutter Health, Sacramento, the new park for the A's. That's unlikely. We're gonna visit because me and Lowe's, we're gonna have a visit to Sutter Health Park real soon in April. But it's looking like the Giants or Petco, Oracle Park or Petco Park will be the location for the first group PCB event. It will be an outing. We're trying to figure out logistics, but I'm working on something. I'm working on reserving some space. So, anyways, I want you to know that that's priority number one for the new and improved Prospect Chase Box community. And what else, Ron? We got other things, but I'll let you expand.
Well, getting us together in events like this, or having a presence at where we can get together at something like the National. We talk about that. We're probably too late this year, but we start gearing up towards things like that where we can have meet and greets at things like this, events across the country where other guys might be flying to town. Is there a big show in LA? We've talked about that. The old Burbank show, is that a place for us to be? Is there a show across the country elsewhere where we might be able to bring folks together? Those are some of the things we're going to be looking at as well. Bringing together not only at the baseball events, which is the main reason we're here, but also at some of the card events across the country. So it's not going to be exclusively baseball games. Although, I really would love to go to Sacramento and see what the hell they're going to do with that.
Yeah, we'll let you know, by the way, Carlos and I, when we're going. It's going to be for the Texas series, which I think happens. Sorry, never mind. That's not what I got my events mixed up. Carlos and I will be going to a Texas game against the Giants. That's to be we haven't announced it yet, but that's going to happen. There'll be some content being recorded during that series as well. It's related to an exchange that's going to be done with a Major League Baseball player, exchange of cards, and other related experiences that will be hopefully recorded. But I'm selfishly going to a Mets A's game. A friend of mine who's also a Mets fan who lives in Vegas hit me up because he has tickets for when the Mets visit Sutter Health. It's soon. It's like the first 2 weeks of the season. So I'm curious to see what that looks like. For sure, I'm going to take my camera, my equipment, and record some content for the PCB there. No, but like Ron was saying, I think trying to get some stuff done. We're debating whether to meet up at the Burbank, Ontario show, which is now called the West Coast Card Show, something like that. The only thing is, it's coming up. I think it's Valentine's Day weekend, which already has challenges. Although I know a few people that are going. It may be too soon, but also honestly, I kind of like experiences that are like that tie into an event, to a baseball event. And granted, that's a baseball card event, so there's baseball in there, but it needs more planning, and the date is not ideal.
No.
So, but for sure, I can definitely foresee us going together to either a Dallas show or when they do when Burbank does. Burbank is doing their shows now every semester, every whatever. I think they do a
quarter.
Not quarter. I think they're going to do it
biannually.
Listen, I think their plan is to do it to coincide, to be like what the Dallas show is, which I believe it's a quarterly show. I imagine that's their plan. Their main issue has always been venue, and Ontario really worked really well for them, space-wise, money, whatever. But I'm sure they can't secure that venue all the time. So they are working on their new store, and imagine they'll do when that store is completed in Burbank, the new facility. I'm sure they'll do them there because it's big enough. But as of right now, they do a show in in February, which we talked about, and they do another one in August, I want to say. So maybe for something like that, we can, but my priority is to build an experience and most likely at a ballpark, because I feel it's a great place to mix in, bring some cards. I can make an investment in some cards. We can rip cards. We can have some beer. We can eat. We can see the game, network, talk shop, talk about what we do in real life. I think it's a good networking opportunity. So stay tuned for that announcement. I will be negotiating something with the venues sometime soon and putting a feeler out there for how much people are willing to put up for this type of event. It won't be cheap. If we get as reserve space, we're probably talking a few $100. So just know that's the case, including tickets, right? So so yeah. What else? We talked buyback. We talked Shohei.
More Shohei.
Go ahead.
Bring up that 50-50 box.
Yes.
We were going to go more
I have
Shohei.
Cheap RAS going on now. 3 winner RAS on our Facebook group. One of the prices is winners 10 spots, 3 prices. Winner's choice, either a 2016 Bowman value pack, which I think has 2 or 3 packs, including yellows, parallels, or whatever. That has some insert sodos, but it also has rookie Vladis and rookie
Bregman.
Ron's pulled a Bregman auto out of those. The retail variants, the 99. So it was auto, right? Or was it non-auto?
Yeah, it was an auto. It was an auto. It was green. Yeah.
I have another. I don't know if you know this. I own another Bregman rookie insert auto. A sticker though.
He follows me for some reason all around.
If you build a Bregman PC, I got you. Anyways, 2016 Bowman, which has a few really good hits. 2019 Bowman, fat pack value pack, with a few packs, and I think some camo parallels included. That one has Wander. Just kidding. That one has Julio. First Bowman's, so that's always good. And you never know when you find yourself a green parallel in there in those retail versions, and a pack of a 50-50 Shohei, which could be anything. Even could be those kanji or whatever versions. The pack weight issue with this, I'll be honest, I don't think any of these are heavy. The heavy ones are pretty easy to spot. So just transparency. But there's always the issue of the kanji or SPs or whatever are made out of the same stock as regular base cards. So you never know when you got yourself some type of SP or kanji or something. And I think also there are occasional, like, what's it called? Redemption cards.
Redemptions.
So I don't know about that. It could. I mean, point is, at least these sell for anywhere $25-$30 on eBay plus fees. So it's a good market for these, especially Japan market. It's really strong on those. And so anyway, a 3 price brass, cheap. Get on it if you want. It's on my Facebook. If you haven't subscribe to our thread, our Facebook or Messenger thread, hit me up and I'll at you so that you can see all these opportunities that come up. And I think that's it. Baseball wise, nothing has really happened. You've got some Chinese to talk about.
Yeah, there's just some very small trades and things going on. Nobody's really moving much of anywhere. We talked about the fact that your guy Pete Alonso might just be walking back to the dugout with the Mets. We don't know. On the West Coast here, we had Ha-Seong Kim, who was spectacular 2 years ago. This past year, not so much, and he got hurt. Finished the season on the IL. He signed with another team, so he's off to Tampa Bay. And then you had Profar, who had signed for a major league minimum $1 million deal for him last year with the Padres, had an outstanding season, and he went off and signed with the Braves for like a 3 or $44 million deal. So, you never know what's going to happen with guys from your team. You look at the stuff that's broken. The big things for us here in San Diego is the ownership issues and lawsuits going on, but that's a whole different story for another day.
Fanatics just announced. I just got the email. They just announced their Fanatics Fest again in the same venue. I think they got a 3-year deal with the venue, the Javits Center in Brooklyn. They're announcing some guests: Tom Brady, Jaden Daniels, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill. So mostly football and football. I see. They're getting ready to pump football hard because they
also moved the date. Yeah, they moved the date up into June so that they could have these guys there and start pumping the product. Their license comes with next year's product. So this year's product, everything you see right now,
they're gonna start pumping it really hard. And also because that's when football season really starts to heat up, the football card market. Right now, it's top premium moment for it, but it dies off after the Super Bowl, and then basketball has a few moments of being hot. Their first Chrome football product is slated to come. First licensed product is slated to come in spring of 2026. Basketball, their first licensed product, it's 2025, later this year. I want to say October. They're going to start pumping that up. By the way, that gives me a good segue into something I didn't think we were going to talk about, but it's a good thing I remembered. I don't know if you saw, but Sportico, the newspaper website that covers like sports business issues, released an article. I think it was last week, where they interviewed Fanatics, the CEO or the CFO, and Fanatic has strategically chosen to reveal their financials. And I don't know, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
So I'll give you kind of a summary.
We'll need to link that up.
Yeah, I will. I will link it up to the actual YouTube video, and I'll pin it to the top. I haven't fully read the article, but I gotten some highlights of it. And so I know the figures. We can talk about them and the implications those numbers have on the hobby. I'll talk some generics. I don't know specific. I don't remember specific values, but I do know that they're doing well, right? But I think what's really impactful, it's the sheer revenue totals on Fanatic collectibles. So just because it's a lot, it's a huge growth over the last 4 years, and also because it has an opportunity for more growth, and we'll talk about that now. So I think they came in at 6.1. Remember, they have 3 components in their business that are the most salient components. One is their clothing and whatever they call it, Fanatics merchandise, clothing, whatever, apparel, that's the word. Their Fanatics apparel is the biggest segment that they own right now, that produces the most money for them. I think it came in at $6.2 billion. The third and last component, the middle component, collectibles, came in at 1.6 billion dollars. And then lastly, their sports betting component that they're trying to grow, that one came in at, I don't know, I think maybe like $600 or $300 million. That's probably a loss leader for them at the moment, especially at how much money they've put into that. They're probably not making huge money on that yet. However, the 1.6 category for collectibles, I think, speaks a lot, because Topps, last time we heard We saw or heard financials from Tops. I don't know if it was related to when they got bought by Fanatics or why we learned of them, because obviously Tops is a private company, doesn't have to release their financials, and so is Fanatics. They're also private. They just revealed it probably for strategic reasons, and we can talk about that too. Last time we heard about Tops financials, I think it was 2021 or 2020. They were selling 300 something million. And so that goes to show that in 4 years, right after the acquisition, which I think took place, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
3 years ago,
they've put money in it, and you can already tell, right? The sheer volume, the 3x ish growth of the category for them. That's impressive, right? To grow it.
Well, how much of that was raising the price of product? But
call it what it is. I've always told people,
it's
10xing the hobby, it's 10xing their pockets.
Yep.
Don't fool yourselves, right? But that goes to show that that's crazy. That's amazing, right? The turnover, the change. Not that it has represented a huge increase in like economies of scale or service. I mean, I think there have been some improvements. I think it's gotten better as of recently, but the price has also gone up. So we've paid the price for any improvements. We've paid the price for, and so yeah, you can argue against what the business model is that has led to that growth, which we all know it's roulette, baseball hobbying, and breakers and magic boxes. Nothing like the prospect chase box. We tell you what's in it, and so listen. It's impressive. But what I also find impressive is that they got to 1.6 without basketball licensing and without football licensing. Man, you can already make assumptions of how big this could be for them once those take hold. And can they surpass apparels? I think they can. We'll have to see. But wow.
With some of the college product and stuff they've been able to bring in and stuff as well, that picks up in both categories. So you have the apparel, which already was extended out into the college areas as well as all sports. Now you add to that, the card component. So you look at college, they're already bringing in more from that. You're bringing in the unlicensed basketball and football. They're still selling that product out like crazy.
It is crazy.
I look at the old days. Hey, buy this Panini unlicensed. I really don't want to get that. Hey, buy this other unlicensed. I don't know so much about that. But when Topps dangled it, a lot of people just jumped at it. They stopped that. Well, I'm not buying it because it's not licensed anymore. They're thinking, well, it stops. It's bigger. Maybe we'll get through this. Interesting days.
It's quite impressive. And I want to dig more. I want to dig deeper into it because I want to get into their EBITDA numbers and see what those revenue numbers really mean, like how profitable they really are from a net profit standpoint. Just financial geek stuff, but that really probably tells the story better. But at least in the outset, man, that's an impressive number. And to do that without NFL and NBA licensing, I think it speaks volume as to what the opportunity for them is going forward. So other than that, excited about and again, to tackle what I said a few minutes ago, the reason I think they released those numbers is because remember a few months ago we were talking about how the word on the street was that they had lowered the financial markets, especially the financial debt markets had lowered their bond ratings to B plus, and how that signaled rather to the financing world and the investment world that that they were leveraged out of their asses, pardon my French, and so they probably wanted. There's something in there that they wanted to be like, hey, no, we're making money.
They leverage themselves to position themselves to get those licenses
Yeah.
for the different leagues. That was a big leverage position for them. They put all that money out to get that. They haven't gotten the license yet, but they already put the money out for it. So
right. And they also they also want people they want eyeballs on them, obviously, because they're probably prepping for an IPO sometime in the next 3 years ish. Once those licensing deals have taken hold, and once they're making crazy money on those two sports deals, that ups the valuation of the company. So they want to be, they want people to talk about how well they're doing, right? That's the narrative. So other than that, I'm excited about spring training coming up here in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Couple of weeks. Got pitchers and catchers.
Excited about teams, excited about, not looking forward to how competitive my national league will be, because man, my division is loaded. The West division is also loaded. Central, we all know it's going to be either the Pirates or the Brewers, but the Mets, Braves, and Phillies are poised to, have a cutthroat competition again. I do predict, and Ron and I always do our prediction episodes. Those will happen more in like March, once we've seen and once people have gotten injured in spring training.
Yeah.
But I can give you my pre predictions. At least one division. I think the Phillies are possibly slated for a regression, even if for a little bit. They've made some. I think they've made some signings. I don't think they've made their club stronger, and I think the Mets have made their ball club stronger, even if at the margin right now. And I do think the Braves have a really good team, and they have the chip on their backs. I think the Braves will be hard to beat this year. So
with a healthy Acuna.
With a healthy Acuna, a Profar, they made some signings. I think they have a really solid team. I think the Brewers will do really well this year with a second year Churio, unless he goes to a sophomore slump, which I don't necessarily envision it. Speaking of Churios, I almost said churros. Speaking of Churios, his son is getting a lot of hype. Sorry, his brother. He may have a son.
Wait.
He may have a son.
Who knows?
That plays baseball. Who knows, right? That's another topic. But no, in Venezuela they don't do that to birth certificate. It's only in the DR, right? No, but Churio has a brother, Jackson, who Jackson. No, what's the name? Brian.
Jackson is okay. Jackson is the guy who's up.
Jackson is the star.
Yep.
He has a brother named something with a J. He's already been featured. I think he was on 23 Bowman or something like that. He's also gaining a lot of hype because he's doing quite well. Either he did well on the Arizona League or in the Summer League. I forget. But he's the next hype prospect. I want to say he plays for the D-backs. Or I'm just
keep an eye out for him.
Yeah.
Well, it could be because he played in that Arizona Fall League. That's where they send a lot of the guys.
Yeah. Let me
to work on their game.
Now. Jackson, Churio brother, Jason Churio. He plays for the Guardians.
So it's probably Arizona Fall League is the reason you that.
That's why I thought
a lot of guys get sent down there.
So he did really well. I think he's a number. I think right now he's a number. I forget. He's like in the top 100 prospects, and he's high up there. So a name to consider. And listen. And lastly, talk about your West Coast division. I think it's gonna be a tough one.
It's going to be very difficult because the Dodgers have pitching that'll come at you every single day now. It seems like. So is Roki everything everybody says? We'll find out very shortly. But you know what, they've got a rotation that is just absolutely loaded, and they still have a lineup that features 3 MVPs in it, and it's going to be a tough road for anybody to challenge them. The Padres haven't done anything really because of the management issues, the ownership issues there have precluded them from being participants in any big money deals
They
and
haven't really signed
structuring
anyone, right?
salaries. Not really. They re-signed the catcher they picked up from Colorado. That's been about it. So they have a catcher at least in their lineup now. But
And the Dodgers haven't done anything, right?
The Dodgers, they've done a couple of things. You take a look at the Giants haven't done much. The D-backs haven't done much of anything. Yeah. Everybody's sitting here, and Colorado, of course, is Colorado. I don't know that they'll ever do anything, but they've been developing some decent talent in their farm system. So maybe that comes into play this year.
I think, listen, I think the Giants have made some moves, but I still see them as 4th best in that division.
They don't have pitching.
Yeah, I do think the Dodgers. Newsflash: I think the Dodgers run away with it, but I do think there'll be a very, very strong competition from the D-backs and Padres for that wild card spot. Yeah. I think the D-backs will be better. I think Carroll, if healthy, could have a really comeback season. They've got some good pitching.
They have solid pitching there. That's been one of their fortes. If the guys can stay.
Yeah. And honestly, the way that the playoffs are structured nowadays, you just got to get there because it favors quality pitching staff teams.
Well, you say that, but yet the Dodgers went out and threw bullpen game after bullpen game at people. It really changed that dynamic. Watching what they did in the playoffs this year, they had guy go in for 3 innings, 2 inning.
Yeah, but my point is, you're right, but that only applies to. I'm talking about making it. Yeah, and the Dodgers, if they make it, they're getting a bye. They're not playing. So the Dodgers' first series is going to be a 7-game series. So what I mean by it is that first division series, that first whatever, that first like 2 out of 3, and the next one that's 3 out of 5. That one, if you have a solid 1-2 punch, you can sneak in. You can get through, and then it's all. Let's see what happens, right? At the league championship series, so I guess that's the new formula, right? In Major League Baseball is to build enough, and that's why pitching is at such premium. Because if you can build a young team, a few free agent pieces here and there that can get you to 90, 91 wins, whatever the number is that gets you into the playoffs, all you have to do is have or sign in mid-season studs, 1-2 studs, right? Or trade for 1-2 studs. And that's enough to get you through, at least to the semifinal. And
have somebody to shut the door at the back end of it.
Right. So that's what's going to make it really fun. I mean, listen, I'm all for it because I love playoff baseball. It's my March Madness equivalent. So I like that. I'm not a traditionalist, a purist. I am when it comes to rules. I think there's some rules that please don't discuss them anymore. But when it comes to like playoffs, hey, whatever, bring it on. And more teams, more markets can get in it. It's like playing in a fantasy league. You want people to be incentivized to stick around and not abandon ship when their team is 3-8. So I like it. But that's all I got. We're approaching minute 50 here soon. Any parting thoughts, Ron?
Just looking forward to a fun season ahead and for all the changes we're going to make here. Reminding people, if you're on your various social media platforms and you see the Topps post about the Ohtani poll, give it a retweet, give it a repost, give it a thumbs up, share it wherever you can, because it'd be nice to get some eyes on the things that we're doing here. Amazing. With our little small community of awesome individuals who love baseball. What can I say?
I'm all for it. Thank you for reminding me. I will post a link and link it and pin it to the top, both the reels and the whatever the post that Tops picked up and shared. I'll put it in there. I'll put the Sporty Code Fanatics article as well. And like Ron said, love making incremental steps to scale how big we can get. I love the fact that a small community group like us was the one that pulled this superfractor Shohei auto on card. I love that it went to one of our community members and not one of those crazy bros on the internet. So that's in and of itself is amazing. So help us grow the brand. All your likes, shares, comments help. So thank you for tuning in. As always, Ron, thanks for your time, and we'll catch you here on the next one. Jorge Prospect. For Ron, this is Jorge Prospector. Out.
We're out.